I just saw that Krispy Kreme changed its logo to Krispy Scream for Halloween, and today I'm gonna make other famous logos scary. So first I went with Starbucks, or as we call it, Scarebucks. I decided to make their existing logo red, I brought it into Procreate, and then started adding these details as if the Starbucks lady was a zombie. I made one of her tails of bone, made half of her head missing with the brain sticking out, and the final detail is I made her star an upside down pentagram. I went on Adobe Fonts to find a scary font and found this monster pack. I typed out Starbucks, and this is the font Schlop. And here's the final result. I'm beyond happy with how this came out, and I could actually see them using something like this for Halloween. Second logo is Burger King's, aka Booger King. I took out the existing font in the Burger King logo and typed that out in one called Monster Mash. I wanted to add a dripping green goo to the burger, so I did that in Illustrator. I made the font purple, and then the final detail was I added this a black stroke around the font. Here's the final result. I think this one gave a very 90s Nickelodeon look, and I love it. The last one I'm doing is Goldfish, aka Ghoulfish. I decided to give the little goldfish guy a sheet over his head so he looked like a ghost. And to the actual logo, for the orange part, I decided to change it blue and make it look almost like Danny Phantom with a blue outer glow. And I changed the font to this kind of old, creepy looking font called Origins. I put all that together, and here's the final result. This one's a little bit more different than the other ones, and not the colors I really expected to use for these, but I think this one turned out really great. I did Wendy's, which I renamed to Witchies. I took out the font in Photoshop from Wendy's, and I replaced it with this one called Mr. Darcy that I think kind of looks Salem witchy. And for Wendy, I decided to make her skin green, her hair black, and the bows red to kind of give an Elphaba vibe. I drew a witch hat with the pen tool, and here's the final result. I love how this one came out. It looks kind of retro scary. Up next I did Pokemon, which I renamed Spookymon. My idea was to make the O's in Spooky be the eyeballs of the ghost Pokemon Gengar. I gave everything a purple stroke and then decided to actually add his ears in there. I made all the rest of the letters orange, and here's the final result. I'm actually blown away by how much this one looks like it could be real. Up next we have Fruit of the Loom, aka Fruit of the Gloom. For this one I went in on Procreate and decided to add a knife so it looked like it was going into the apple. I made that kind of in the same style of the Fruit of the Loom logo, added a pool of blood to the bottom, and finally a snake. I changed the words to be a different font called Escoffier, and here's the final result. First of all, I just can't get over how fun the name is, and second of all, I love how it looks. And last but not least, we have Hardee's, aka Heldies. For this, I also brought it into Procreate, changed the star black, and outlined it in red to make it look like a pentagram. Then I kind of rearranged how his face looked to make him look angry, put it back into Photoshop, and replaced the font with this chiller font in red, and here's the final result. This one is probably the scariest looking one of all, but I'm really happy with how it came out.